Join me as we dive into one of the most gripping stories of courage ever told, a story of secrets, power, and a queen who risked everything to change the fate of her people. This is the story of Queen Esther, a woman whose bravery didn't just save lives, it shifted the course of history. Esther. Her name has echoed through centuries, not just as a queen, but as a symbol of quiet strength and defiant courage. Her tale is not some ancient bedtime story. It's a real account of what it means to face impossible odds with nothing but faith, grit, and a dangerous amount of hope. At the heart of this story is a looming catastrophe. In the Persian Empire, under the rule of King Xerxes, a deadly decree was issued. Every Jewish man, woman, and child was to be annihilated. It wasn't a rumor or a distant threat. It was law, signed, sealed, and spread across 127 provinces. The mastermind behind it? Haman, Xerxes' closest advisor and a man burning with hatred against the Jewish people. What he planned was genocide, and by manipulation and falsehoods, he had deceived the king in believing the Jewish population was a dangerous enemy. Panic spread like wildfire. Entire families wept, fasted, and waited for the end. The Jewish people were trapped. No army, no defense, no escape. And in the middle of this terror stood Esther. Born Hadassah, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai, she had somehow found herself in the palace, chosen as queen for her beauty, but now called to act for something far greater. She was the only one with access to the king, the only one who could speak. But there was a catch. No one, not even the queen, could approach the king uninvited. To do so meant death, unless he held out his golden scepter. Esther was stuck between two terrifying outcomes: stay silent and watch her people die, or speak up and possibly be executed. Can you imagine the weight of that choice? Mordecai pleaded with her. Perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this. It wasn't just a suggestion, it was a challenge. Esther could no longer hide behind her title or her crown. Her silence would be betrayal, but stepping forward could be her end. So she made a decision that changed everything. She called for a fast, not just for herself, but for every Jew in the city. No food, no drink, just desperate prayers for 3 days and nights. And then, on the third day, she dressed in her royal robes, straightened her crown, and walked toward the throne room. Imagine that moment, the heavy doors opening, her footsteps echoing on the marble floor, her heart pounding in her chest, the guards watching. Every breath could be her last. And then, the king looked up, a moment of stunned silence. Esther anxiously awaiting his decision. Would the king hear her or condemn her to death? But then, he held out the golden scepter. She was spared. The king would hear her plea. But Esther didn't plead right away. She played a longer game. She invited the king and Haman to a private banquet, and then another. She gained their trust, bided her time, and when the moment was right, she dropped the truth like a thunderclap. There is a man plotting to destroy all the Jews, including me, your queen. For you see, I am one of them. The room must have frozen. The king understood the deception and was furious. Haman's fate was sealed. Esther's act didn't just stop the massacre. It exposed corruption, flipped power, and gave the Jewish people the right to defend themselves. Her courage rewrote history. One woman, one decision, life or death. And she chose to speak. So, what do you think of Esther's choice? The fear she must have felt, and the strength it took to face it? Let me know in the comments.